consider to be RLCS teams above, but definitely a great team and certainly consistent against these lower teams. So we'll see if they have it in game number 1.
Well, thankfully, none of these teams are going to be going home with a loss here. We're still in the upper bracket after all. The eliminations are over for today. But I'm sure both of these teams would love to move on to the winners finals, and that's what's on the line here. Splyce in the blue and Sway eSports in the orange. And we've got Nose Dude, star striker for yesterday for Splyce, opening up right there with a shot blocked away. Jay Wiz also has the door slammed in his face. Moving down the other way. Into the blue corner, T. Carell coming with a shot from the corner. Good placement, Nose Dude with a nice touch away as well. Alpha kept looking for a touch off the back wall, no luck. As it gets sent off to the side, T. Carell for the shot once again, and so much pressure from Sway, and they push it through.
Tons of pressure out the gate here for Sway, just pushing Splyce to the brink back on defense. Finally, T. Carell gets in there and finishes that shot off. Splyce certainly boost-starved in that moment, and that makes it real tough to make saves.
And once again, we should mention both of these teams are victors of an entire monthly tournament for the Renegade Cup on this side of the pond, NA. So one of them is going to be moving down to the lower bracket. Sway looking for more right here. Jay Wisman on the back wall, able to get that one to the side. Looking downfield, T. Carell able to keep this one in the zone. ZPS up very quickly. Does he have a double tap? No boost on the tank, but Alpha Kep is there to follow it up, and a nice play there. Once again, Sway striking early.
Yeah, coming out strong. First it's Zombie up off that backboard. The aggression, too much for Splyce, and Karma not able to get back on defense. If there's one moment where Splyce can look exposed, it's when a team starts to overrun them a little bit on their side of the field. So it's going to be interesting to me if Sway can keep up this pressure.
Splyce not with a game loss yet this tournament, taking triple commit down 2-0. We looked very solid in their first round match moving into it. Interesting to see if they're going to drop one here, but there's still a little bit of fighting them. Karma got blocked away there. Nose Dude will keep this one playable over to Karma. Great touch away on the defensive line for Sway. They will remain on the defense. Jay Wiz now into center. Great touch there from ZPS, but it's off the back wall once again. Can anybody make use of it? No, not quite. They will defer. Now Karma towards the left side and actually finds a gap. A bit awkward there. It looked like the pressure dissipated, but Splyce was still there.
Yeah, this is a moment where they've got to clear it right there. The bump didn't help. That made T. Carell a little awkward and confused as far as what he wanted to do. That's a situation, you're right. All of Splyce almost leaving the zone. You've got to make that clear.
Sway will maintain the lead despite that goal with 3 minutes and 10 on the clock. Splyce looking to tie it up right here with an early offense. Jay Wisman up high. Can't get that one in the net. Karma's going to keep it in the zone. Nose Dude to center. T. Carell quick to inherit that ball. Stopped out in the corner. As we approach the half, Sway pretty comfortable in the defensive half. Nice flick from Alpha Kep. Jay Wisman's going to keep this one actionable. ZPS now upfield, looking for potential center. Karma will force it off on the side. And once again, play just slowing down a little bit right here as it feels like Sway's trying to take control.
Yeah, and honestly, that slow play is looking like it's working in Sway's favor because I think Splyce are conducive sometimes to giving their opponent the field. They play a very much a kind of one's style, and they're comfortable in that style, but honestly, Sway are matching that right now.
Great pass there from Karma. Unfortunately, nobody was in position for it. Maybe not expecting a demo, taking a player out of the play. That's T. Carell. Out of the corner now. Nose Dude up high, can't get it away from T. Carell onto the back wall. Jay Wisman does have the read. Sending it down the center line. Nose Dude can't get the bump on ZPS. It'll be returned straight to the backboard. Nice read from T. Carell, and an even better one from Jay Wiz as he blocks it away and keeps the lead at 1.
Oh my, Jay Wisman, what a save. You said it, keeps this game at just 1 goal. That's huge as we move down into the later stages, keeping Splyce in this.
Splyce looking to set up shop right here. Closed out rather quickly by ZPS. Can't find purchase on the back wall. Jay Wiz towards the center, easily touched away by T. Carell. ZPS follows it downfield into the corner. A bit open out in front of the net, and this is very awkward. Jay Wiz is forced off the back wall. Now ZPS for the shot on. No boost in the tank and no power. But once again, Sway more than willing to just keep this ball in the blue half for the remainder of regulation.
And you can see they're waiting back as well. They're letting Splyce play the ball out to them. Splyce expecting to win some of these 50-50s, but if they don't win them, they're in usually pretty poor field position trying to move back into their own end. Sway really doing a great job of just letting Splyce play the ball to them.
A little bit awkward in front of the net right there. Jay Wismont will keep it playable. In the red zone now. Splyce looking to push this one forward into the goal line. Nose Dude can't do too much with that one, but it will drop into the corner. Karma now playing on the ball off the backboard. Nobody close enough to make a play out of it. Nose Dude will keep it in the center though, looking for the read off the back wall. Can't quite find it. And honestly, for me, I feel like that's something that gotta hit in the final 30 seconds here. Splyce might be scrambling.
Yeah, definitely. Even though Sway have been pushed back, Splyce doing a good job of pressing on offense. They're not getting very dangerous shots. Continue to see Sway nullify these offensive chances, just like you saw there with that clear.
Splyce trying to keep it at the midfield line. ZPS with a huge drive right there, but it will be ponged right back into his own. A great boost steal as well. Jay Wismont out as the option across the field, and they're forced back now. Outstanding boost steal, and Sway's all the way down on the other end of the field as the final 10 come onto the board. In front of the net, ZPS trying to zone out Nose Dude, unsuccessful. He's pushing downfield, no boost in the tank. Karma has to try and take control. Jay Wiz is going to keep it alive. It's up to Nose Dude now, over top of one. ZPS in the air, 50-50 out of his favor, but it will be a nice bump right there. Not necessarily a bump, I suppose, but he got in the way of the opponent's Splyce, just zoned out for the rest of that game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not ready to even talk about Splyce. I'm ready to talk about Sway and what they did. I think their style against Splyce is extremely effective right now. If Splyce don't make these adjustments and make them quick, I don't believe their way they're playing is going to be good enough against Sway. Sway are doing a great job of matching that.
So I have a question about that. What is the style we are seeing out of Sway eSports that is working so well to counter the way that Splyce is playing?
Honestly, I think Splyce loves to wait for challenges. They try to get those wins, and you see they're not forcing Sway to do much on defense. Sway's just holding back, seeing what Splyce does, and Splyce aren't necessarily making those big plays. But on the other side of it, if they can start connecting together a little bit of those passing plays, they'll really expose, I think, the way Sway's playing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. Sway do seem to be playing rather reactionary, just letting Splyce just throw everything they have at him. Because they had that 2-goal lead right out the gate, they realized that, okay, well, we don't really need to do too much more on offense. We can just save that energy for the next match. But for Sway, like you said, they just let Splyce throw everything they had, and Splyce weren't connecting as well as we've seen in the past. So it might just be a little bit of cleanup for Splyce and for Sway. Honestly, it's going to be hard to try and take this next match because, as I love mentioning, it's easy to adapt from a loss versus your opponent who may or may not be classically better than you on paper. So for Splyce, it might be an easy task here in Game 2.
Yeah, and it's a dangerous style that Sway are playing because I do believe they will expose themselves as soon as Splyce start to make some plays. So it's really going to be up to Splyce to change what happens in this game too.
One thing I'm looking forward to, Sway's playstyle did rely on them scoring the goals first. So if Splyce is able to put on the pressure in the opening seconds, it'll cause massive issues for that playstyle, but we're getting started here in game number 2. Splyce looking at removal from the upper bracket if they take a loss here. The ball will be starting off on the midfield line. Jay Wiz to Nose Dude. A quick cut off, and Alpha kept with possession, gets it past Karma. This one's on the backboard. Nobody's in the air for Splyce. It's a shot towards the net, just off the crossbar and away. Huge misplay right there for Sway. Big opportunity, and like I said, they could have used that first goal.
Oh, definitely. That was a huge chance, but the fact that there was that chance means Splyce are continuing to not necessarily read very well when Sway do get down the field. So, yeah, right now it's looking a little rough for Splyce. That first goal, like you said, going to be absolutely crucial.
Splyce have looked strong, but that's our game 1 expectations. There's Jay Wismont off the connection from Nose Dude, and you said you wanted to see a little bit more strong connections there. You got one.
Yeah, and see, Nose Dude wins out twice. He beats 2 players on the wall, and that leaves Jay Wismont open. I see Splyce do that a ton, where they're relying on those wins just to open up space for their teammate. You can see how effective it is once they get that.
Now once again, oh, wow, okay, Karma. 3 seconds of in-game time pass. They have a second one on the board, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this one. Just a huge face-off win there, and Tikarel a bit out of position. So that's all she wrote for that one.
Yeah, but Karma, the ones player that she is, I know she's saying, I don't want to play ones any longer, but you can't escape it. You're very good at ones. We all know it.
Does anyone want to play ones?
Well, you know, maybe.
Arguable.
Ones is pretty fun, but Karma did a great job. That was kind of your classic ones kickoff. Win it hard, slam it home.
Ones is pretty fun until you've played one match and lose 10-0. Here's another goal that could, no, there it is. Karma looked like it was going to bounce its way out for just a second, but got it underneath the last defender. And Splyce, it's been like 18 seconds of in-game time. They got 3 goals in that time.
Yeah, misread on the defense, but this is classic Karma. Karma has the ability, the individual play, to just be able to put the team on her back when they need it. A couple of great goals from her, and now a huge lead for Splyce early.
And let's remember that triple commit did get 6-0'd by Splyce at one point, and it was a rather close match after that, and very interesting. Maybe a bit of a role reversal right here, but Sway, without the lead, can't play that defensive style that we saw in game number 1, so this might be opening up a lot of opportunities for Splyce, where Sway knows they need to push downfield, maybe sacrificing a little bit of defense, but the fact of the matter is that they are down 3-0. With 1:45 on the clock and play, we'll pick up once again in the orange half of the field. The Alpha kept out of his own corner. Pass one. Karma deferring at the midfield line. Looking for a flick in his center. No luck on that one, but T-Carell will be able to continue. Off onto the back wall, looking for the double, and there's T-Carell. He won the January monthly with one, and here's another double.
T-Carell playing a lot better today. A little bit questionable yesterday on the defensive side, but never in question on offense. That double touch, just choice right there. A beauty of a goal from T-Carell. Do not count Sway out just yet.
Choice cut of double taps.
What?
Maybe you said.
I'm a poet and I don't know it.
Of course. Just under 3 minutes remaining. And Sway finally find their way onto the board. They're looking for more. They are hungry. Fighting at the throat really early on. Karma's forced to get up in the air for that one. We'll drop it off on the side. Alpha kept forced to defer right here. Karma coming off the ceiling, maybe looking for a connection, but T-Carell with a big takeaway. All the way downfield. Trying to force something out of Jay Wismon, is able to do so successfully. Nose dude on the back wall, though, a huge clear past the midfield line. We'll hope for a little bit of a reset. And Splyce are actually going to push this one all the way to the orange back wall. Alpha kept pitched downfield. Finds the back wall, but will they be able to follow a demo on the offensive side? Alpha kept taking out one. Here's a quality shot. Nose dude is able to keep it away. On the goal line now, Jay Wismon looking upfield for Karma. Excellent connection. It's down and off the crossbar and in. That is a beautiful play if I've ever seen one.
Yes, it was. Jay Wismon over to Karma. Karma reads that pass perfectly. These 3 players have been playing together for over a year now. That's the experience that shines through. Knowing what your teammates going to do without comms, you just sort of have that feel, that understanding. And Splyce being the longest standing team in this tournament, not surprising.
Ooh, T-Carell. Almost had an opportunity for a ones play right there, and Sway still on the offense right off of kickoff. They want something back, weren't able to find it, but yeah, you mentioned it, Splyce. Looking pretty strong, and they have that experience as a team, and Karma's gonna get another one on the board. 4 goals for that mad woman.
Yeah, 4, and like I said, Karma just able to make things happen. Her team goes down in the first game. She's not panicked.
Great bounce shot as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I expect nothing less from Karma.
You mentioned her one skill, and I mean, only a ones player could really understand that you need to get a bounce shot on that one to get an opportunity in. And honestly, I wouldn't have even seen the opportunity for a bounce shot there, so kudos. And for Sway, they might be looking for a little bit of momentum at this point, but I'm not sure if you're still hunting for the win here in game number 2. Fortunately, they will have game 3 to look forward to, but Splyce looking solid out of this one. And like I mentioned, they had plenty of time to adapt, and like, think critically, what happened last game? That's not going to be a good one they want to take away, but they will be able to get it away. Right now for Sway, what is the big change that they have to make? Bit of a whiff there for T-Carell. No dancing around that one. Here's Alpha kept for a shot on. T-Carell for the follow, sends it off to the right side, but they still have 3 goals to go.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more of that, but you talked early about the potential for that first goal and playing down. I think that really defines the dynamic of this match. It does seem like that whichever team can get on top is going to remain on top based on their style. Now Sway have to push, and we haven't seen them score a ton of goals when they're forced to keep that offense going.
Very, very true. Alpha kept early shot right there. Great save from Karma right out of the gate. And that's one thing I've been noticing is that Sway are quick off the kickoff to get something on target, but Splyce have been equally as good, and Alpha Kep's gonna get one through here. Nice, I guess, triple tap pass off the backboard from T-Carell. Bit of an interesting interaction.
Yeah, we saw him read that backboard for his goal. Now he stays with it for the assist as well. T. Carell starting to rise to the occasion here, looking very good. And with 53 seconds, is this possible? Only 2 goals down.
ZPS went for the side boost on faceoff and they won it out. They really want this. Quick kickoff strategies. Didn't work out for them, but they did manage to get it out to him. The solid play by Sway, and that did allow the early boost grab, allowed Alpha Kep to pick it up there on the side as well. Splyce do have the offense right here. Alpha Kep off the ceiling. Moved downfield by T. Carell. Huge clear to the midfield line. ZPS is going to keep it playable. Final 30 seconds now on the clock. Still a pulse for Sway. But Nose Dude getting a lot of ground right here. Jay Wismont for the follow. Keeps it in center. And it looks like that might be the shutdown that Splyce are looking for. There's still life though. Alpha Kep off onto the side. T. Carell getting shut down by Nose Dude as well. Final 10 now. Sway needs something right here, and that clear might just do it. I think I'm going to call it there. Jay Wismont with a huge clear to the back wall and going to continue it straight to the end of the match. Splyce takes this one solidly, but I really loved the comeback from Sway, regardless of the fact that they didn't actually win off the comeback.
Yeah, it was a good push. You know, they could have just said, oh, we were already down 5 goals or whatever it was. Maybe we should just wait for the next game.
I think it was like 4 in total at one point.
Yeah, but still, I mean, obviously a huge lead for Splyce. They could have just hung their heads and said, okay, let's look forward to the next game. But no, they came and got a couple of goals. But honestly, I really got to call out Karma and the way that she was able to just step up in that game. 4 goals for her, 5 shots, just a huge showing to get this series tied up.
So I have like I always throw questions at you guys after these games. I have another one.
I'm uncomfortable. You're always putting us on a spot.
I'm going to go to Squid this time.
All right.
Is this really just a matchup between Splyce and Sway eSports, or is it a matchup between T. Carell and Karma? Because it seems they're both the masterminds of their teams.
I'm saying it could be a match. Well, here's the thing: is like I'm gonna take your question of like one or the other and form it into it's a Sway versus Karma kind of match in game number 2 there, because we see lots of interactions. Sway, you got Zombie always keeping the ball to midfield whenever it's necessary, and then Alpha Kep and T. Carell just playing monkey business on the goal line on their opponent's side, that is. So, and then obviously you got Karma. That's just the way that is. But I mean,
got Karma. Karma's been doing a lot for their team.
Jay Wismont and Nose Dude
as well.
I mean, her teammates are just there, you know, just kind of like, okay, well, we'll help out once in a while, but we know that you've got this down.
Well, it's probably a good thing to even mention that Karma was kind of able to single-handedly win. That's not good for Splyce. If Jay Wismont and Nose Dude start to get in more into the play, I mean, it could be over real quick. So that first goal, like you mentioned in that previous game, it's going to be huge, because I don't know that Sway is going to be able to win this series if they go behind again.
We saw something similar happen when it came to Regalia whenever they were playing, and Halcyon was the main goal scorer for them. Eventually, Sham and Doombug were able to get involved, but then Halcyon kind of fell back into a supporting role. So if Karma keeps up this way, do you think things will be proven better for them in this aspect, or do you think it's more going to be Karma's just going to fall back and let Nose Dude and Jaywiz kind of take command for this next game?
Well, I think personally, I feel like that Splyce, we've seen a lot of them making their passing plays and such, so I'm honestly seeing Karma make all these solo plays wasn't necessarily unexpected, but it was a little bit unexpected, because like I said, we see Splyce making passing plays all the time. So I mean, it's more like a welcome surprise for the Splyce players, saying like, okay, well, you just do all the work, and if you're gonna take the game win, then sure, carry us all the way to the victory, but if we need to step in, then they're ready.
And her teammates are too good. I mean, I talked about how long they've played together. You're not going to keep Jay Wismont and Nose Dude off the board, especially Nose Dude. He's kind of an enigmatic player where sometimes that guy just pops off. It seems like, I mean, what did he get those 4 goals against Triple Commit yesterday? Seems like Nose Dude can just go off at any time. So we'll see. This first minute probably going to define this matchup.
We shall see. After a decent comeback from Sway in the final minute or so of play, weren't able to bring it back, obviously, but we're in game number 3. Anything is possible at this point. We will be picking up on the action. The blue side of the field seems where we're going to be starting, and Zombie already looking for a flip reset. Couldn't get that one past Karma. We will remain here. T. Carell in the air. Push it off to the side. Bit of an awkward 50-50. Moving down the other way now. ZPS finds Alpha Kep on the side wall, and they're going to get right past Jay Wismont, and we're already seeing a little bit of ping-pong action to open up the first minute.
They have a good start here for Sway. They realize how crucial it is getting that score reset for them, and they've come out strong, exactly what they needed to do.
Into the midfield. Jay Wismont over to Karma, over to Nose Dude, but he's not there anymore. ZPS gonna close out that passing play before it even reaches the midfield.
That demo was really big, actually. I had no shot, so we don't know what would have happened, but that looked like a real good chance forming.
It did indeed. So huge play from Sway. Excellent touch there from T-Carell, getting early on that shot. It's still towards the net, and ZPS is gonna be able to make a play on it. Excellent force from Alpha Kep, forcing them to choose a bad spot in the net. But it will remain in play. Jay Wismont onto the back wall. Great touch from T-Carell. And a great read. A minute and a half have passed now. Splyce still remain on the offense, but a massive clear there will allow for a reset, potentially a push downfield as ZPS looking for a center. It'll be Alpha Kep for the follow. Direct pass to T-Carell, just a little bit too far up, but I'm liking the idea.
Yeah, good play by them, but now Splyce coming right back downfield. A chance, but good block there in the center. ZPS able to get a piece, and now Alpha backing him up. A hard booming clear downfield. Alpha Kep all the way from his own end. Gets this ball in.
All right, sure, Alpha Kep. Yeah, that was great and all, but T-Carell out here, bang.
Oh.
Like a spike strip that's like 10 feet tall, basically. Is that what T-Carell was playing out there? Jay Wismont absolutely taken out of the play and gives Alpha Kep that goal. And we talked about the critical nature of these first goals so far this series. And I have seen some decent defense from Sway so far, so you got to be concerned if you're Splyce. And once again, they won't be eliminated. We are in the winner's bracket at present, but it'd still be very nice to move on to the winners finals instead of lower round, or sorry, the losers quarters. So there you go. Sway with everything on the line here. Moving T-Carell down on the side. Alpha Kep will try and follow. A huge win from Jay Wismont. Zombie upfield. Alpha Kep's looking for a redirect on a ball that was in the middle of the net, and if that doesn't say something about how comfortable Sway is right now, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, and that was actually a close shot again from downfield. Looked like Splyce may give up another one. They're able to get over and make that save, but this is kind of that carbon copy of game number one. Once Sway gets the lead, you see a different team. Splyce having trouble getting out, and Sway feeling themselves as they push up the field.
Oh, great opportunity right here. No contact made there for T-Carell. Excellent chance and a great demo as well. Jay Wismont will be able to force it off to the side, but they're still scrambling just that little bit. Alpha Kep in towards the net. Karma has to play it slow, very dangerous. A nice dunk, it's off the post and away. Huge play there for Splyce, and by that I mean a huge play by the post.
And by Karma too, getting she did what she needed to do to make those two saves. She was all alone on the goal line and stopped that. Keeps it a one-goal game. Time ticking away fast here for Splyce. That is huge.
And a good opportunity down the other way as well. Karma had a double tap chance, but just no boost in the tank, unfortunately. But it does show a chink in the armor for Sway. A minute and a half now on the clock, 90 seconds, and ZPS finds an extra one. Nose Dude down on the goal line and couldn't make the save.
It was a hard shot for sure. T-Carell, good job to get that off the side wall, but Nose Dude right there, you know, if you ask him about that one, he says, I make that save 99 out of 100 times. Not that time.
Just under 90 seconds remains in this match. Splyce looking at moving down to the lower quarters, and ZPS looking for a flip reset right off the face-off. Doesn't get the nose on it. But they will remain on the offensive side. Splyce needs something right here and right now. It's Jay Wismont looking downfield, finds Karma, actually a bit of an interesting play. I believe Nose Dude was the intended passing target, but they're down in the orange corner regardless. Nose Dude on the approach, no touch made there. Gonna opt for the back pass. Jay Wismont to center. Karma forced to defer though, and now Sway moving all the way downfield. Great touch here from T-Carell to drop it down. But unfortunately, they can't make a connection. They are willing to just box out their opponents right here and take the win though.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about killing that clock, and especially if you can do it down in Splyce's end. What better way to end this game? Just 43 seconds to go. Splyce need a goal and need it in a hurry.
And here's Karma. All the way to the back wall, pinch up high towards the center. Nose Dude and Jay Wismont both on the cross. Huge clear from ZPS, but it's not far enough away. That's huge purchase on the back wall. Great read from Alpha Kep, and that might be a key play. Great bump as well. Karma on target, but there's ZPS to make the clutch play. Splyce needs something absolutely right now with 20 seconds left. Can they make it happen? Not quite. T-Carell to clear back to the midfield line. This is the last reset chance Splyce has, and a great takeaway from ZPS at the midfield line. That may very well do it. Splyce with a massive shutdown there on potentially the very last offense of the game, and another one right there as Alpha Kep sends it to the blue corner. That's going to end the series and the game. Excellently played on both ends of the ball, but Sway really take the cake.
What a series, back and forth. The win in game 1 from Sway. Splyce comes back, puts all those goals on the board on the back of Karma, and then Sway just forgot completely about game 2. Said, how did we win in game 1? That's right. We scored first, and once we scored first, we didn't look back. Unbelievable job by Sway to send Splyce now down into the lowers.
And it was all about that teamwork that we were mentioning before. It was Sway eSports against Karma, it seemed as well. Karma was really the main offensive force for that game, and then we saw she had all the shots for her team as well. Needed to see more out of No Student, Jwiz. What are your recommendations for their team as they're going to have to review the footage, go into tomorrow in the loser side of bracket against Upper 90?
My thoughts? Nose Dude just needs to take it down a notch. We saw a couple of key misplays from Nose Dude in the closing seconds of that one. And for me, he, like we mentioned, he was a star striker for Splyce yesterday. He really took it to triple commit, but it looked like he was just a little bit shaky today. And I honestly have full faith that he can bring it back tomorrow because Nose Dude is one of those players that he can be great on any day. It just wasn't his day.
And even outside of that, honestly, we talked a lot about Karma, but we didn't see a whole lot of Jwismont as well. Jwismont's a great player. Often the offense will roll through him as Jwismont and Karma work very well together, but just not really seeing him a lot today as well. But honestly, VOD, Sway did a great job of seeing what Splyce were bringing and making those adjustments that they needed to after that Game 2 loss.
Able to shut it down at the end of that one, taking the victory against Splyce and moving on to the winners final where they'll play the first best of 5 tomorrow against the victor of our next match. But before we get into that, we do have to do a little retweet action. So if you have the hashtag Renegade Cup, we'll be looking through those, picking some of those, and showcasing them throughout the break. If you guys have some great clips you've seen so far, maybe some upsets that you've seen you want to highlight with maybe either RBG Esports going out a bit early, Lights Out, they almost made it too, and maybe talk about some of the teams you're looking forward to see tomorrow and which one you're rooting for as well. And we're also going to take a quick break before we get into that last matchup between the Dudes and Afterthought for day 2 of the North American Renegade Cup final.